So let's say there was no church. And let's say you homeschooled your family and you did a pretty good job, but there was no church. Your children never met really other believing children. Well, how impoverished your whole family would be. You'd become like a little nuclear family, a be-all and a do-all to yourself. If you kept your kids away from worldly influences like you're supposed to do, they'd have a bit of a stilted life, wouldn't they? But the church opens them up to the larger family. And you need, Dad, you need the worship of the church to buttress your worship at home, and more than buttress it. The church is your pattern, your model. Your family worship should be like a little mini church service, a little more informal, of course, and there'd be a little more laughter and things like that. But you're patterning your family worship in a way after the public worship. You're worshiping God in your family. And so it's critical, in my opinion, the role the church has to play. John Calvin said, God is our Father, but when we raise God-fearing families, the church is like our mother, nourishing us. In fact, Calvin even uses some pretty graphic language. He says, unless the church is like a mother who nourishes her children with the food that God miraculously provides for her to do that, so the church provides, as Peter says, the sincere milk of the word by which the children grow up under the truth. So the church is catechizing our children, it's teaching our children, the children get to see the God-fearing people in the church. You know, we're pilgrims in the earth, but in the church, you see the building, the dwelling, the planting, and the building up of the kingdom of God is present and alive, and our children need that. So when we raise our children, we do so negatively and positively. Negatively, we tell them, flee the world. Positively, we bring them to the house of God and say, be like this, follow this truth. And when you only have the negative, it's an incomplete life. And often, if you don't have the positive, children will turn against it, rebel against it. This is all negative. But the church can give so much positive influence in their life. The friendships at church, the fellowship at church, the teaching of the church. The church is a tremendous friend of the family.